Hey everyone, welcome back and welcome to another reading Aquarius. This will be your reading for September for wherever you have Aquarius in your chart, Vedic or tropical. This will be your reading for September. Guys, what's up? What's up? How are you? How are you? I hope that you're well. Thank you so much for all the love and support that you've been showing the channel. Please continue to like and subscribe. If at the end of the video it resonates, there's a link to the extended in the description box. So overall energy for September for you, Aquarius, we have the 8 of Swords. So mind's playing tricks on you. So, a bit anxious, aren't we? I don't know what's going on. There's just like there's something in the air. It's like there's something coming. The World. For most of you, it looks like it's something good. That feeling of anxiety, I'm happy to say that it'll pass. It is just temporary, it looks like, and I think that something to do with distance maybe brings about peace. Or something about travel, I think, makes someone anxious. But it's like there's a point where things settle down and it's like you transition out of this energy. You realize that everything is okay. You realize that everything is fine. Everything is kosher. But you know, that tendency that you have to jump to conclusions, that tendency that you have to fantasize, it looks like it's what is the root of all discomfort. That's what makes people want to leave. That's what makes people want to fight with you. That's what makes people want to argue with you. Or, you know, that's what makes you want to do those things, want to argue with people. And I think that some of you maybe feel like these, you know, that these disagreements, these arguments, that they're just unavoidable. Or that they're in some way justifiable. And this is because of those, you know, those conclusions that you have jumped to. This is because of the narrative. This is why we have to objectively analyze our narrative. Particularly in situations where we feel like we've been scarred in some way, shape, or form, and we find that we are now scorned. And it's difficult for us to move past the challenging times that we've had and those periods of suffering in our lives. I think this is a truth that maybe you have been evading, and it looks like you have been successful in that for a very long time, but here it looks like that's coming to a close. There is definitely an energy this season where everything is coming full circle, and I think that you're beginning to see, or, you know, you're dealing with people who desperately want you to see. For some of you, it's like your life depends on it. You'll have a better handle on how you present if you let go of the attachment that you have to what you perceive to be the right version of the story. It's almost like there's a need here to focus really on what matters. There's been too much focus on the small shit, too much focus on what looks like distractions, what looks like stuff that isn't even really important. That could be other people's opinion for some of you. And it's like there's this like overvaluation of it. But you can't afford to do that anymore. 8 of Cups, you don't want to do it anymore. It's like you've seen the havoc that it wreaks on your life and on the lives of the people that you love, yeah, with that Ace of Cups energy. And it's just like there's some things that are just not sustainable. Moving on, you know, is the best thing to do. Or I feel like this month you know now, or you're experiencing that shift in consciousness that comes about when you start to focus on the heart of the matter, and on your heart and on your feelings and on healing. We free ourselves when we decide to start a new chapter, when we decide to love ourselves, to give ourselves what we need. So then you go to work and you plan for the future. And you stop dwelling on the things that you lost. You stop dwelling on the missed opportunities. You stop feeling like you need to win in a game that has been over for years. In a battle that has already been decided. So, it will prove to be a waste of your energy to worry about things that you can't change and about problems that are across the country or a world away from you, the things that you can't impact, the things that you have no control over. For many of you, it's like there's only so much that you can do. And I think that the amount of energy that something takes, well, it's not even that it maybe takes so much energy. I just think that maybe you stress over it. You stress over it to the point that you try to control it. And it's one of those situations where it may not necessarily be broken, but here you are trying to fix it obsessively. So there is this energy of like a fix somewhere. And yeah, like I said, you know, you tinker with something to the point that it breaks down. And it's like it gets to the point where you maybe start asking yourself, like, why did you even start? You know, like, do you even really care? Is it even really that important to you? And for some of you, it is. But there's just something here that it's almost like it's been like, what's a good way to describe it? The pee in the pool, right? Something that ruins a good time, that soils it. And I don't know if this is your energy or if this is something that you're doing or if this is something that's being done to you, but it's here. And I think that the decision is made ultimately to move on for the good of your health and also maybe perhaps out of love. For some of you, I think that there is growing desire or growing love for someone. And for many of you, I think that It is about you. It is about yourself. And I think that your choices, your decisions are being made from that place. It's, what is in your best interest? What would be what would be good for your soul? What would free you? And I think that this has to do with not wanting to play the game anymore. You have to decide whether or not you want to keep investing, whether or not you want to keep putting your energy into something that is a lost cause or something that has no future. That perhaps never had one. But the promise of that is what you maybe have been clinging to, or what fueled that decision, what made you want to set out on that endeavor or that conquest. It's like it was fundamentally flawed in some way. I know this is sounding like a read. I'm sorry, but I say that to say that sometimes we do things because they feel good, or we do things because it just seems like the right thing to do in the moment. And you don't realize it, and this is the effect of growth and time. It always has that effect where you get to look at the way that you moved through the eyes of who you are today in the present. And these are the things that you lay awake late at night thinking to yourself that you should have done it this way, or that you should have done it that way, or that you definitely would have handled it differently, or in a different way, So don't beat yourself up about it. There's a lot of perseverance here in your read, and I love that. And there's a lot of inner strength that's here. You guys are strong. I know that you can take it. I know that you can handle it. I think that you have so much to work with here. Yeah, it's a mixed bag. You may not like all of the realizations that you're coming to, but that is something that you can work with. There's a deep love here for someone, and it is unconditional. Someone that you would do anything for. I think you see yourself spending the rest of your life with this person, or you think that they will always be a part of you in some way, shape, or form. It's like they could never do any wrong. And I think that you're willing to wait for this person forever.